Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my experiences dealing with people. And one of the reasons why I started this channel is out of the frustrations dealing with the people around me. And so one of the things that I thought, and this is kind of like a misconception of mine, is if I learn the path to success and I share it to other people and just give it to them straight, whether it's philosophy banking, real estate investing, whatever it is, if I find out the keys to success and I hand it over to, let's say, maybe the next generation or whoever, right? They'll take it and run, they'll be super successful. And not only that, the reason why I'm looking to boost other people is so that they can challenge me and help me grow, right? Because you can only get as good as the people around you. If the people around you are not that good, think about like learning a language, right? How easy is it for me to learn Mandarin if I'm constantly surrounded by Mandarin speakers who are doing it all the time, right? Versus your typical like foreign language classroom. Remember when you took Spanish in high school and you kind of learned it, and then because no one really like was into it, you just kind of forgot it after high school. And again, that's the average person's experience. I get there's some exceptions, but for most people that's their experience. And that's because when everybody else gets good, believe it or not, you get good too. That's why you need to encourage others to be their best so that you can be your best. I hope that makes sense, right? And one of the things that was very frustrating to me is finding out that most people are not actually interested in success. They're only interested in projecting an image of success, right? And it's almost like that quote. I don't know if you ever watched the movie American Beauty. Like, there's a guy in American Beauty, and let me actually pull this up right here, where he says, in order to be successful, one must project an image of success at all times. And I think that's a very relevant quote to today's society because most people are so obsessed with projecting that image of success at the cost of actually having success or being successful. Like, I don't know if you ever noticed that, right? And this kind of relates to people having these great Instagram photos with their friends. And then when you give it to them straight and talk to them in real life, like, hey, when's the last time you actually hung out with your friend? It's like they haven't talked to me in 6 months since the last time we talked to the photo. Like, isn't that sad? And that's how most people are with their lives, where everything is just this weird front. And then when you open up the hood, there's nothing underneath it, right? And so sometimes, well, a few times this happened to me, where I try to give it to people straight, like, hey, this is the keys to path to success. Let's work at it and grow and succeed and share the fruits of our labor, right? And every single young person these days that I talk to, well, or even people from my hometown, my age, I don't know what it is. And even my cleaning lady did this to me, not gonna lie, where she's talking about how she's like tired and she doesn't want to, she can't find any good employees. And I'm like, okay, like let me introduce you to this thing. And I haven't even like really begun to open my mouth, and she's like, oh, I don't really think that's for me. And I'm just like confused, right? Because I haven't like even opened my mouth. And and because I've had so many experiences, in fact, here's the crazy thing. I've had two young people where all I did was just kind of talk to them. They were like frustrated. You know how teenagers are. They might have been thinking of like saying things like I'm gonna you know take myself out of this life and all that crazy jazz. And I just talked to them, and then they say things like, "Wow, you make me feel so much better," or "Wow, I learned so much from you in one conversation that I ever have in my classes." And you know what the crazy thing is? They never talk to me again. Like, it's bizarre, right? Like, I only have so much time in the world because I got to take care of my own stuff. But if I were a teenager and I had a mentor who showed me the ropes, I would just be begging to spend time with that mentor every single day. And what's happened here, in my own personal experiences, is that people have been telling me, I have learned so much from you in one day, and then they don't ever bother to contact me again, right? Or they'll say like, wow, I was thinking of offing myself in this life, but you helped me out, and then they never talk to me again. Like I'm so like I'm like when I hear that, like what dimension am I in? Because if I were your age and I had a mentor who did that for me, I would be knocking on their door every single day, kind of like how uh, in the Karate Kid, that guy's knocking on Mr. Miyagi's door every single day, right? Because the desire for to learn from people who are more experienced than us should be there, and for whatever reason, especially with the young kids nowadays, I don't know where their headspace even is, right? And so if you see this picture from The Simpsons, uh, this is how I feel nowadays. Just kind of dealing with people where it's like, yeah, I'll give them like the best information ever, and then they won't take it and run, and they'll just say whatever I tried, or I'll say whatever I tried. Right? I don't smoke cigarettes, but whenever I have these moments, that's just essentially how I feel. Now, to be honest, I think people are really their own worst enemies. They are their own worst enemies because they're essentially like this guy, right? They're so obsessed with projecting an image of success that they just cannot let other people know that, hey, they're struggling. And why wouldn't you struggle? It's kind of like, how can you lead a healthy life if you never learn how to cook your own food, right? If you're relying on restaurant food, fast food, right? Starbucks coffee. I don't know if you ever heard of those stories lately about Panera Bread and their insane lemonade that's killed two people. Well, if that's what's out there in the marketplace, maybe we got to create our own food, right? Maybe we got to create our own healthier recipes. But if you're not equipped with the tools to kind of succeed and you're relying on, let's say, a school system to teach us something that we know for sure statistically they're never going to teach us, right? It's out there in the curriculum that they're not going to teach us this. Of course, we're going to be depressed, right? And I'm going to just kind of show you this here from the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan. It says college students' anxiety, depression, higher than ever, but so are results to receive care, right? And I get it. I get it. I mean, it's commendable that people are receiving care, but really, we're just not dealing with the root causes. And I think that's the biggest issue that I see. It's like we're not trying to have a good foundation for our whole society to be a part of, right? So instead of being focused on hyper focused on that image of success, create the foundation of success. And there's several components to this. There's financial well-being, there's social, spiritual well-being, right? We have to rely on our physical well-being as well. That's also part of eating healthy, making sure we're around good, self-centered, realistic people, right? And fix the foundation that our society is rooted on. But our society is kind of like a place where all there is available to eat is candy, and we wonder why we're sick, right? And this is true with a lot of things. You ever see those videos where people just gobble up lots of food in front of a camera and it gets millions of views? It's kind of sick, right? And people just kind of normalize that in like the past 10 years or so. It's really sick. I mean, that's just how I feel. But a lot of people are like this, right? I remember talking to people where like, hey, if the reason that you never contact me is because your life is so great, I'll accept that, right? But if your life sucks and you're trying to pretend that your life is great and you never contact me because we're not trying to learn and grow together, I feel like something is definitely wrong. And here's the other thing too, just as a regular person, and I hear this complaint all the time, you want to always take care of yourself first and then other people afterwards. And so many people are like self-sacrificing. And this is why I never reach out to most people in general. Like, I'm not going to be their savior or protector, but I will help them if they definitely want help. So if you're looking for help and mentorship, go ahead and click the Google form link below if you want to join our group. So that's just a plug for our group, right? But what I'm saying is that so many people are suffering in silence, and they're so obsessed to pretending that their life is great that it's this strange inversion of what values that what should be, right? It should be that we focus on actually obtaining success first and projecting that image rather than projecting that image as a front and then having nothing underneath the hood, right? So I hope that makes sense, and I don't know if you have any thoughts of that, or you're able to relate to what I say. And you know what's crazy? And I want to tell you what's crazy. There's a video I posted recently called "Most People Would Rather Live with Their Parents Than Make $1 million with You," and for some reason, I thought that video was going to get like 10 views. That has gone kind of like I got 400 views in one day, and people have been commenting. I feel like a lot of people related to that. And I talked about how, and this is very similar to this video, where like a lot of people are just playing charades and not learning anything real in the prime years of their life, and they're wondering why in their 30s and 40s they gotta go back in with their parents, right? So it's semi-related to what I'm talking about. All right, so this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Like I said before, link down below if you're interested in joining our group. Other than that, one more day till the new year, and then we're gonna enter 2024. And have a great day, and we will speak next time.